Perfect Earth Podcast, episode 247, Lamar, Cinderella's Revenge.
This is basically the age-old fairy tale with killing people. But
Yeah,
then they kill people in the original one. It's been, made
not
for
quite like
kids.
this.
Well, no.
Well, Lamar, it's that time where everything is being redone. Peter Pan, Winnie the Pooh. So we have this, so let's get into it. First category is what do we think of the story?
Well, it's the typical Cinderella story. Well, not really typical. I feel like it has a little bit of backstory. Because it's kind of like, what is it? Cinderella, she has a stepmother, but her dad, he gets kind of set up by the king or something. Oh, no, he gets set up by the stepmother
Yeah.
to get killed. And so what happens is that makes her stepmother basically her only guardian, and she puts her through hell. And then, of course, like the story goes, they go to the ball and stuff like that. She can't go, but she gets a fairy godmother. We're going to have to talk about the fairy godmother. It's the typical up to the point of going to the ball. The prince chooses her in the trappings of Cinderella. But when they're doing the whole glass slipper thing, they hide Cinderella out. Cinderella doesn't like that. And she goes basically on a murdering spree.
Yeah.
Guided by her fairy godmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think there was a lot of potential with this one, and the beginning was a little slow, and then when it finally got to where it was going, it was good. I thought, but I thought it lagged a little bit in the first half of the movie.
I agree. That's the problem. I think, well, we'll talk about our crazy theories for reshooting is whatever, like we always do. But it's like, if it started like at the ball or something like that, and then like Cinderella, escapes, and then the killing spree begins, maybe that would have been more interesting.
Because it's a cool premise, like the retelling of the story that she's just like, I'm just gonna get revenge on all these assholes, and she goes off killing. Like that part was great. It just took a while to get to where it was going, and that was the problem.
Yes.
What do you give it for story?
Half a point.
I agree, half a point. Our next category, Lamar, is what did we think of them characters?
Well, you have Cinderella, the stepmother, the two evil stepsisters, but added to the, well, not added. You have like this, well, yeah, it is added. I don't know. Forgive me. You have like this mercenary guy that's in the background, and
Yeah,
then,
because they don't know who's doing the killings. That it's Cinderella at first. So the stepmother hires a mercenary to get the killer.
I thought it was, well, you don't want to spoil things, but yeah, they're hiring him to find the killer. I guess because, well, there's corruption afoot and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And then the best character is the fairy godmother, I think.
Played by who, Joe?
Natasha, what's her last name?
Henstridge. She was in Species.
Species. That's all I did.
Yeah, that's the one movie I know. Well, I think she was also in The Whole Nine Yards, but she's known for Species because maybe it was, 50% of that movie she was probably naked in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fairy godmother is the one that really just encourages Cinderella to go on the rampage to begin with, and she kind of takes a lot of joy. Also, Lamar, Elon Musk is in the movie.
Well, hold on. Elon Musk, who designs her shoes?
I forget. So yeah, she to get
Tom Ford.
Tom Ford
designs her dress.
Yep. Yes. To get Cinderella to the ball, she brings people from the future, gives her a Tesla driven by Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And all these people together. I thought, now stuff like that, I thought was a good touch. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
For character, I'm gonna give it 1 point for character. Honestly, the weakest character was Cinderella. All the other characters were good.
Yeah.
I'm still giving it 1 point, but yeah.
I'm giving it half a point. I was like, it was okay. But I feel what you're saying about Cinderella, but I think that's the problem with, like, if you're going to do this premise, it's like she has to be the good girl gone bad, but with that, she just seems boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fairy godmother is the one that's encouraging her and really reveling in it. So she adds the spice, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, our next category is what did we think of all that killing? It's
That's my review.
really well, there's a couple interesting kills, I guess.
Okay, I'll
Like the
give you
way she
that.
kills them or whatever, but like some of the more interesting ones like you don't really see it. It's like off-camera killing and
Yeah.
then you see like the aftermath. Um hmm. Yeah, I don't know. What are you giving it for kills?
Eh,
There there are kills.
they weren't bad. They weren't like, digital blood spurts and stuff like
No.
that. But it wasn't enough.
What about the effects and stuff?
The effects were realistic, I'll say that.
Yeah.
I'll give it a half point.
Yeah, I think I'll agree. Half point for the kills, yeah. And the
Yeah.
effects, yeah. Now, our next category, Lamar, is what did we think of this overall retelling, rebranding of the Cinderella story? Do we like this? Do we maybe want to see more of this?
I think you made a good point where it got to a point where it was, well, it started off slow, it got to the killing, it was good, but that was it. And I think you can do more with this. A
Yeah.
little bit more. I don't know what it is, but it just because it's basically just Cinderella and then she kills people at midway. That's it.
I mean, what if like she went around and like got like all the like kind of like abused stepchildren. she
Something
forms
like that.
she formed like a
Yes.
band of abused step daughters, and they went around just getting revenge on everyone. Like I said, like this movie, I like it as a premise. Like Cinderella is fed up, and she goes on a
Hmm.
rampage, killing the stepsisters and everything. I thought that was cool, but this movie I don't think makes me want to see more of it. And I think they just in general they didn't utilize the premise enough.
Didn't go all the way. We always talk about it. I know you're gonna say it. It's
I'm gonna give
okay.
it a 0, Lamar.
I agree. Yes, yes, I definitely agree. Yeah.
Well, our last category was a surprising one, honestly. TNA, Lamar.
Tinsel and what's an A word for royalty?
Yeah, I don't know.
Eh,
Ass.
jeez, Joe.
well,
Yeah, it was there.
it
Yeah,
was surprising because the movie was this. The movie had elements of it being a horror, but it had elements of it being comical,
yeah.
and it was going along, and then all of a sudden, just randomly, it was like, oh damn, and then at the end of the movie, it was like, oh, what's going on here?
Hey, man, somebody had to get with all this craziness.
Yeah.
So
Well, while we said earlier, Cinderella was not the most interesting character. However, she had a lovely, lovely figure, Lamar. So I'm gonna give it 1 point for the TNA.
agreed. One.
Well, Lamar, we tally the score, and this movie gets a 2.75 out of 5. It's kind of in the
The
middle.
Yeah, the premise is good. They didn't
Yeah.
go far all the way with it.
Yeah.
And I thought, what if they spun it where it's like she doesn't get to go to the ball. The fairy godmother shows up and says, "You need to get revenge." She doesn't even go to the ball. She just starts killing people in a big dress or something like that. And she has a mask on.
Hmm.
That could have been something.
Can I? What if we add bonus points because there was time travel in this movie, Lamar? She
There
brought
was
Elon Musk back
that.
to the past to drive the Tesla to the ball.
You'll have to add it, sir.
Nah, I'll keep it where it is. Our scores are set in stone, Lamar.
Yeah, we're
But there
rigid.
was time travel in this one. I did
There
like that
was.
part of the movie.
Yes.
Was that wrap it up then, Lamar?
Yeah.
Cinderella's Revenge. Peace.
Deuces.